You're vibing with Power 104.7.
Yeah.
The heart of hip-hop and R&B.
Come on.
Hey, are you really a hot boy?
Hot boy.
Oh, check me.
Boy. What's your name? Cause I'm impressed. Can you treat me good? I won't settle for less. You a hot boy, a rock boy, a fun toy, total Glock boy. Where you live? Is it by yourself? Can I move with you? Do you need some help? I cook boy, I give you more. I'm a fly girl, and I like those hot boys.
Say what?
Baby, you got what I want. See, cause y'all be driving Lexus Jeeps and the Benz Jeeps and the Lincoln Jeeps, nothing cheaper. Got them platinum visas. Hot boys, baby, you got what I want. See, cause y'all be driving Jaguars and the Bentleys and the Rolls Royce, playing hardballs with them platinum visas. Is that your car, the SK8? Are you riding alone? Can I be your date? Come get me, get me. Don't diss me, don't trick me. Got some friends, can they come too? Can you hook them up with some boys like you? A hot boy, a rock boy, a top boy, and I like those hot boys.
Say what?
Baby, you got what I want. See, cause y'all be driving Lexus Jeeps and the Benz Jeeps and the Lincoln Jeeps, nothing cheaper with them platinum visas. Baby, you got what I want. See, cause y'all be driving Jaguars and the Bentleys and the Rolls Royce, playing hardball with them platinum visas. Yeah, I'ma dig in your pockets, dig in your.
Y'all know the voice, y'all know the sound. James Bubba Williams, DJ Exclusive, is live on the air. Make sure you stay tuned, like it or not, with Rebecca Azor is coming up next, man. Hey, if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe on the stream.
Make me believe it. I want a lot, boy, with a hot boy. Got a fun toy and you told a Glock, boy. Hot boy, baby, you got what I want. Won't you really come and satisfy me? I be loving you like endlessly, every day, all day. Hot boy, baby, you got what I want. Won't you really come and satisfy me? I be loving you like endlessly. Oh, yes, I will. Where the Lexus Jeeps and the Benz Jeeps and the Lincoln Jeeps and the Bentleys and the Jaguars and the fly cars. Where you at? Yeah. Where your Lexus Jeeps and the Benz Jeeps and the Lincoln Jeeps and the Bentleys and the Jaguars and the fly cars. Where you at? I'm out. Hot boys, I like them like that.
Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, or real life ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics scheming, not trying to find the meaning of life. And why the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, and I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. 8 p.m. Friday, you know how we do. Let's go. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Let's start this damn show. Let's go.
Like It or Not starts now.
Welcome.
Welcome to Like It or Not,
where we're free to tell the truth.
Oh, sorry.
And not care who doesn't like it.
We're improvising. Yeah. We're on the fly today.
There we go.
Because I'm working, so I'm working. So
these hoop earrings, though, is everything for me. Can I borrow them?
Oh, thank you. These are my smaller ones. I try to be
the smaller ones.
Yeah. My signature are the really huge door knocker ones. Everybody's like, "Oh, those are so big. Are your earlobes heavy?" No,
door knockers.
Door knockers.
It's kind of like how people be saying, like, "Oh my God, you wear your nails that way. Like, how are you able to do things?" I'm able to do things. I've been doing this since I was like 15, right? I just think it's so crazy how people just assume, "Oh my God, like, why, how, why do you do that?" Because I want to.
Simple. Keep it simple.
Oh my goodness.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Can't stand you. Ben, I need this track jacket, bro.
Oh, you like this, man?
Man, what? I'm like, dang, I need to cop that.
I came out and my 5-year-old said, "Daddy, you got drip." I said, "Oh, I've made it. Okay. I've made it.
Not Jeremiah.
Jeremiah said, "Daddy, you got that drip."
Anyway, it is Saturday. If you are tuned in right now, I'm going to ask you for a favor, okay? I'm going to ask you to send this to your friend. I'm going to ask you to send it to your grandmama. I'm going to ask you to send this to your side chick, side person, side thing, side man. I'm going to ask you to send this to your main. I'm gonna ask you to send this to somebody, share it with somebody.
Wait. You cannot send this to your side and your main, and they both be in the chat room. Come on, now you got to
look at my baby. Look at my baby. Who your baby is?
No, what baby? No, I didn't say you guys are not talking about me. I'm talking about the audience. Nobody's gonna say look at their baby because the only people that will be on screen would have that issue. I won't have that issue.
Okay.
I won't have that issue.
I don't have that issue either. Because I got a few watching. Hey, y'all.
Yeah, look, everybody who's watching, you are my man. Okay, so
right.
That's just what that is. Now, I am on the clock, slaving away as I am here with you guys. So you may hear occasionally ding, ding, ding. That is my manager asking where I am. Okay, so listen.
Minding my damn business. Where you at?
Right. Well, I'm doing 6 jobs on today to be here with you all. Now, one way you guys can support, I'm going to start off at the beginning of the show, is at patreon.com/like it or not, patreon.com/like it or not, so you can free us from having to do 6 jobs on a Saturday morning. I really want to get through each story. Israel has decided to go ahead and do a humanitarian pause for 4 hours a day in Gaza. 4 hours a day, and then to go ahead and start back all of the bombing.
Imagine being that committed to violence that you could only stop for 4 hours a day.
My goodness. Now, I want you to hear Cori Bush, okay, Congresswoman Cori Bush. She's been on this. We know Rashida Tlaib has been on this. We know so many other representatives, not so many, but we know they have been out there protesting, taking a chance and having audacity. Right. Let's take a look at Cori Bush actually talking about the 4-hour. This is when they were saying humanitarian pause because they couldn't say ceasefire. Now, guys, take a listen at what a humanitarian pause is.
And I don't want to see, even though that is what's happening, a 4-hour a day humanitarian pause, because what we need is to stop the bombing. What we need is, what is that mental anguish when you know, well, we get a break for 4 hours, but as soon as that 4 hours is over, then what? How dare we treat humans in that way? How dare we be so careless and so inhumane and heartless to where we decide that 4 hours is enough time to make sure to get you some stuff so that you can live a little bit longer until the bombs hit. How dare we, and how dare we treat humans as if we don't understand what it's like to be human. And I'll lastly say this. A humanitarian pause. Yes, it is a one-sided, it is a unilateral decision. But when you have the world saying we want a ceasefire, when we have the people that actually are the ones that will go and be on the ground, that would have to be the ones to carry out, the ones that did carry out, that are saying, no, that's not the way. No. 4 hours. We don't want 4 hours. We don't want 16 hours. We don't want 22. We want a ceasefire now.
Okay.
Preach.
All right.
Preach.
So you guys, just to be clear, like this humanitarian pause was implemented in northern Gaza beginning on Thursday, and this was the National Security Council spokesman who confirmed this. So this started on Thursday, okay, and so they say that there will be no military operations in those areas for the duration of the pauses, and the timing will be announced 3 hours before the pause begins each day. So also an Israeli official also confirmed the 4-hour daily pauses, saying that that they are meant to allow people to move, as we heard the congresswoman say, to the south of Gaza to obtain food and medicine. Now, if you guys are if you guys just heard what I said, you would think that that was some kind of movie, this is actuality, this is life. They're giving them 4 hours to make a move. Some of them are hurt right now. Some of them lost a limb. So 4 hours to make a move to go get food and medicine. They're in the northern part. They got to go to the southern part. You don't even know on the way there what it's going to look like.
Right.
How it's going to be. Do you have transportation if needed? What is that like? So you can go get food and medicine to live another 4 hours, to live another 6 hours, and live the rest of the day, and then go back through a literal war, a maze, the next day. Come on, somebody, tell me what that meant. How does that make any sense? This was the humanitarian pause that all those celebrities and stuff like that couldn't say ceasefire were talking about. This is that humanitarian pause that we heard Justin Trudeau tripping up over because he knew it was wrong. This is the humanitarian pause that our president of the United States literally was talking about. 4 hours a day.
It seems more like a trap. It seems more like, because Benjamin Netanyahu and this right-wing government, and we saw on the screen a second ago, their Minister of Defense, Yoav Gallant, who said at the very beginning of this that these people aren't human. You know, they call them animals, call the Palestinian people animals. And surely enough, they have been treating them worse than animals. Had Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu done to a pack of animals what they've done to the people of Gaza, the world would have deposed him by now. He would be out of office and sitting in jail. But they look at the Palestinian people as less than human, less than animals, because what he has done is he's blown up hospitals, he's blown up schools, he's blown up shelters, he's blown up caravans of people who are trying to comply with his orders as they leave northern Gaza. As they leave, he's blowing up their caravans. He's even blowing up some people from Americans from Philadelphia who are trying to leave Gaza. This bloodthirsty madman of a genocidal monster that is Benjamin Netanyahu, I would not trust his 4-hour humanitarian pause, because as soon as people go and gather in a place to get humanitarian aid, he has shown that he will blow them the hell up.
Yeah. And what's interesting is the humanitarian pause isn't anything different from what's already happening there. I'm going to tell you why. Because there are moments where they're just waiting for the bombs to drop. They're just waiting for their areas to be invaded because they don't know when it's going to happen. Right. So they're just waiting for that. So that 4 hours is already happening sometimes there. What is the difference? A ceasefire means there's nothing. These people won't have to deal with this, right? All day they won't have to worry about being bombed. They won't have to worry about anything. And viewer discretion is advised as far as the images that are being shown on our screen right now. It can be triggering. But listen, this is what's going on. 11,000, over 11,000. I know last time we talked about it, Ben, and you were even shocked when I was mentioning over 9,000 people were already dead.
You're right.
There in Gaza. Now it's we're a week later, we're talking over 11,000 people are dead, and 4,000 include children. And this number is going to keep growing. A 4-hour pause ain't doing nothing for us. Some of the people won't even make it to the south of Gaza to even get medicine or food.
That's the point. I mean, we're really living in a time where we have to just be clear. There's an entire faction of humans on this planet, Israelis who lean towards Benjamin Netanyahu, Americans, both some Jewish Americans and other Americans who want us to look at what's happening in Gaza and deny the fact that it's genocide. They want us to deny the fact that they are bloodthirsty in their revenge. Right now, we're at a 10-to-1 ratio. Only 14. Now, I'm saying only, but 1,400 is still a lot. 1,400 Israelis combined with civilians and mostly soldiers were killed on October 7th by Hamas. We condemn that. We condemn that, right? I condemn it out of my heart, and I also condemn it out of obligation, right? They force you to condemn it. So fine, let's condemn it. One, because it's wrong, but also because they need us to condemn it before we say this next thing, which is y'all have a 10-to-1 ratio at this point. 11,000 people in retaliation for the 1,400 on October 7th. When is enough enough?
It's never going to be enough, as we can see. That's why they want to go ahead and be like, it's just how America operates. It's just how other countries who are known for colonizing operate. This is just how they do, right? They'll say, here, you asking for this? We'll give it to you. They don't even give it to you what you're asking for. They're just going to give you like something that looks like it and say, here you go. Here are the crumbs. And what the result is, people are still dying. We said ceasefire to stop people from dying. People are wounded. People have died, but there are people who are wounded who can't get the aid they need at all, who can't go to the south of Gaza. Are we making this make sense here? I don't think we are. Nothing here is making any sense, but they're telling us to take it.
Right. Just accept it. Not only accept it, but be on their side on this, right? We are supposed to, as a matter of human consciousness and morality and just common damn sense, we're supposed to look at what's happening in Gaza and be like, oh no, this makes total sense because of what happened on October 7th. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work like that. The math ain't mathing.
No, the math isn't mathing. It's 11:11 a.m. on 11/11 today. Wow. Make a nice wish if you can. Say a prayer for people of Gaza. Just something, right? Listen, covering this has been very trying, but we have to cover it. Even today, there's more developments that's going on. Areas are being bombed. School areas are being bombed. And they just want us to say 4-hour pauses are okay daily. I'm not doing it. We're not doing it here on Like It or Not. We condemn Hamas. If y'all want to hear that to make you feel better, there you go. But at the same time, we condemn what's happening in Gaza as well. Okay? We got to be real. People need to stop dying. We don't want even anybody dying over in Israel. But the power that's overpowering and in Gaza, we have to call a thing a thing.
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah.
We have to call a thing a thing.
And I have a quick question before you move on, Becca. Y'all can help me out with this. So I saw on the news they censored Rashida Tlaib.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly? What's going on with that? Because I wanted to question that, but I know I don't speak on a lot of stuff. So what's going on with that?
It's a formal way of the Congress condemning and in a way penalizing Rashida Tlaib. And I want to start with first the reason, right? So there's been several, and I want to get the specific language. So you might have to give me a second to actually search up what the specific language was. But Rashida Tlaib is the only Palestinian American member of Congress. These are her family members, right? Even if extended, even just in terms of her tribe, these are her people, right, who are being killed. And so she has boldly and very forthrightly called this out, and they are punishing her for calling it out. Now, the specific, give me a second, I'll give you the specific details of why they are doing this to her, but that's what's going on in the background.
Yeah. Wow. She stood, I think, just recently, or yesterday, and she was telling them, she was explaining exactly what Ben was saying, like, hey, the way that I'm being treated is unfair. As you know, I'm the only Palestinian representative here, so this is close to me. This is my life. And then she said, she grew up in Detroit. She was just having a whole full conversation, being choked up. She said, around African Americans who taught her that her voice doesn't have to be silenced in these type of struggles. And for her to be able to have a voice and stand where she can stand for her people, and for it to be looked at as if she's doing something wrong, she's like, I'm not doing anything wrong. Her having to plead that case is ridiculous. But there's people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and other people who are Republicans, and then her peers who are silent, who have been silent, who are asking for her to be unseated. It's to me a bit aggressive and very hypocritical. I don't know if we have a soundbite for that, but we could play it if you're ready.
I'm the only Palestinian American serving in Congress, Mr. Chair, and my perspective is needed here now more than ever. I will not be silenced, and I will not let you distort my words. Folks forget I'm from the city of Detroit, the most beautiful, blackest city in the country, where I learned to speak truth to power even if my voice shakes. Trying to bully or censor me won't work, because this movement for a ceasefire is much bigger than one person. It's growing every single day. The refusal of Congress and the administration to acknowledge Palestinian lives is chipping away at my soul. Over 10,000 Palestinians have been killed. Majority were children. But let me be clear. My criticism has always been of the Israeli government and Netanyahu's actions. It is important to separate people and governments, Mr. Chair. No government is beyond criticism. The idea that criticizing the government of Israel is anti-Semitic sets a very dangerous precedent, and it's being used to silence diverse voices speaking up for human rights across our nation. I can't believe I have to say this, but Palestinian people are not disposable. Speaking up to save lives, Mr. Chair, no matter faith, no matter ethnicity, should not be controversial in this chamber. The cries of the Palestinian and Israeli children sound no different to me. What I don't understand is why the cries of Palestinians sound different to you all. I urge my colleagues to join with the majority of Americans and support a ceasefire now to save as many lives as possible. President Biden must listen to and represent all of us, not just some of us. I urge the president to have the courage to call for a ceasefire and the end of killings.
I just pray and hope that she continues to have this support, Representative Rashida Tlaib, and we continue when we talk about it here on the show to stand on the right side of history, because it will never shift over here. I'm the queen of pivoting, but we're not pivoting on this instance. We're not pivoting on this. Please.
Shout out to all those Black women standing behind.
Do you see it?
Absolutely.
Do you see it? Do you see it?
Absolutely beautiful. It is just good to see this many Black women who stand, and that Black man, that brother right there, standing behind Rashida Tlaib as we see what this House of Representatives. I mean, listen, this is the same as them asking us to look with our own eyes and see the barbarity that's happening and approve of it. This is the same thing as them like punishing her for supporting her people. And particularly it was a slogan that she used. But regardless, what's going on in Palestine, in Gaza, is something that should be condemned. But instead, they're condemning us. And then they're condemning people like Rashida Tlaib.
Nobody should be dying. Israel's hurting its own people as well in this whole mess. So like, let's call a thing a thing. They don't care. They don't care. There's one job to be done, and that's to connect in the side. Okay. And the people who get in the way, you gone too. So they're throwing us some crumbs to try to hold us over, but that's not what we want. We're asking for a ceasefire, and we will not let up on that. Some more shocking news this week. I'm just going to go right into it. Keke Palmer. Over the last year, we found out that she was pregnant, or over the last year, we found out she was pregnant, who she was dating, and had the baby, named him Leonidas, I believe, strong old name. And then they broke up, and he was like, "You're a mother." She went to go see Usher in a really sexy outfit, real sexy outfit. Usher went to serenade her, not being rude. And we saw all of that. That became a conversation for people with podcast mics. Remember? They was all like, "She's a mother. No, she can't be wifed up. This is why she can't be wifed up." All yada, yada, square, whatever. And then other people were saying, she's a mom. She needs to go out. She's celebrating 20 years of being in the business. She's about to, I think, be 30, whatever. All of that for Keke Palmer. Then she got back with him, and she told us to mind our business, and as we did. And then only for information to come out where she obtained, where she filed for a restraining order
Wow.
and custody for her child, and she obtained it, a temporary domestic violence restraining order against her ex, in documents filed in Los Angeles on November 9th and obtained by, of course, media. The actress accused her former partner of physically and emotionally abusing her throughout their 2-year relationship, and after the breakup, she said, occurred in October, which was last month. Palmer and Jackson declined to comment when they were contacted, but she admitted in her filing that she was afraid not only for her safety, but for the safety of their 8-month-old son. Leotis is his name. Leotis Andrelton Jackson, alleging that since their breakup, Jackson has become even more unhinged, volatile, and dangerous to her and her child. Okay. She said in the filing, so much of Darius's abuse towards me throughout our relationship was based on his insecurity and jealousy. Okay. She continued and said that I became extremely concerned when Darius started to express jealousy about the time I was spending with our son. She continued and she said, Darius said very disturbing things to me that caused me to fear for our son's safety with him, including how he understood why male animals in the wild want to eat their children. And a man's love for his child is based on if he loves the woman. Okay. Given Darius's uncontrolled violent outbursts in the past, whenever he becomes jealous, I become seriously concerned he would hurt our son, even if it was just to hurt me.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
She went on with more and more and more, which you guys can definitely read. But listen, here there is images, and if you could just pull those images, David. And again, viewer discretion is advised. This is a video, but we have stills of the video that was put out, that was given with the filing that she did to verify. And when I seen this is when I stepped back and I said, oh my goodness. It put me in position to think about a time when that was me. If you look at these, right? He's standing over her. He's dragging her off of the couch. She's not half naked. He's dragging her off of the couch. She's standing over her in the corner. And in another one, she's like seen the like running or whatever, being pulled down the stairs or running up the stairs. Either or, all of this is caught on her camera footage from inside of her home. And he had to know it was there, of course. But these are stills. And I'm glad they're just stills. But even in seeing them, you guys, was very triggering. I remember a time when that was me. And those moments, you go back and you think, you're like, okay, he got on the internet to say she's a mother. She never once said anything bad about him after the fact. Never once said anything bad about him after the fact.
Yeah.
And if as a woman or somebody in an abusive relationship, you know where you're like, okay, this is my child's father, or this is the love of my life, and he's just upset, and I don't want everybody to be mad at him. So she just went on with living her life and knowing that she was going to go back with him and whatever, and presented him back in our face and told us to mind our business. And in that time, I'm like, yeah, let's just mind our business. But seeing these pictures, it put me in a position to just remember, wow, sometimes it's like you want to get out. You want to love this man. You want to protect him. And that's what she was trying to do. But the whole time he's taking advantage each time she protects him and goes back. What we see is this guy taking advantage of her. This is Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer, 20 years in the business. Got her own network, Key TV, that she dropped about a year ago. She is known for acting from Aquila and the Bee to Nope. She had her own talk show, was one of the youngest Black people to have their own talk show. And while it didn't last long, she had it. She has 16,000 jobs, and she's created jobs for young Black people. Baby, this is Keke Palmer. But even Keke Palmer can be in an abusive relationship.
That's absolutely.
Keke Palmer is human. And
that's crazy.
That makes me sad, because what happened is the news just really snowballed. This is the most information that we've gotten out of Keke Palmer's relationship since we found out about it. Even when you said you are a mother, all of that, because her mother, who was her manager, even took to social media after her child's father, her being Keke's child's father, his brother, who was Serranis Jackson, if you guys can remember him from Insecure, okay, he took to social media to go ahead and go to bat for his brother and said the truth will come out soon, you know, basically coming against Keke, calling her almost like calling her names in this moment where she's literally trying, like, fighting for her life, you guys, for her protection and her son's protection. It's calling her a liar, all of this. And then he went to go delete it. And the mother, Keke Palmer's mother, who we have never heard speak on her behalf in this style, in this way, because she's not known to do that. She took to social media and she stated to the brother, hey, don't do that, because you remember, we didn't want to get involved because that's not what Keke wanted. But I came to you when it got so bad and I asked you what we can do. And the mother said to Serranis, you looked at me and told me you used to be the same way. Okay. So a lot of people are taking to the mics again. We're looking at men with mics. Women with mics.
What they got to say?
It's oh, we don't really know what happened. You don't know what she did. These are just stills. All of this. Keke never tried to be a victim. I need you guys to understand. She tried to remain strong from the get-go when he did take to social media and try to embarrass her. Tried to lead the pack, saying that she's a mother. And all of these men with mics came out and said she can never be chosen as a wife because of how she was behaving. But this whole time, those moments that she went out was for her to see a glimpse of herself again. For her to try to convince herself, I can still be me. So this is what we know. This is what we're seeing. I don't know if we have a soundbite for it. And if you want, you can play that, David. But Keke Palmer is going through it, just like many other women are.
Palmer's mother, Sharon, weighed in on the accusations last night, saying she reached out to Jackson's brother.
I went to Sharonis over a year ago and told him that his brother was abusive to my daughter.
Ooh.
Yep. Now, I think it brings up a bigger conversation. I know it's Keke Palmer and baby, this is Keke Palmer. I hate that. Hurt me to see those images.
Right.
And I can't, there's no excuse. There's nothing I can really say. Abuse is abuse. And sorry, I don't think anything warrants that. And she is postpartum. Okay. For a woman who is postpartum, who has tried to protect you every which way she can, sat there in front of the Today Show, talked to Kathy Lee and Hoda, and they was like, are you in a relationship? Like, really tell us what's going on. Like, she told the people, she told everybody to mind their business. Okay. When she first went out just to see Usher, she never said that she broke up with her man. She never stated any of those things. He looked at her photo and commented, you are a mother, to show her for having the audacity to go out.
That's wild.
Yes. So, you know, Ben, I know you have to head out.
Yeah, let me
I want you to take a break. I want to continue the conversation when we get back. Go ahead, Ben.
No, I really hate that I have to leave this conversation because I am interested in seeing what all these dudes with mics have to say about this in terms of like justifying it, because I found that in this world of podcasts and dudes with podcasts, there's nothing that they can't explain away. There's nothing that they can't justify. They could look at those images of Keke. They could look at all the history, and then they'll still find a way to blame her.
They definitely will.
And that's wild. That's wild. Look, yeah, I hate I got to get out of here early, but I know I'm going to listen into the rest of the conversation.
Yes. All right. We'll see you later, Ben.
Right.
Bubba, let's take a break and we'll be right back with a little bit more of this conversation. But I promise you guys, it's not going to end sad today. I got to get back to work, but I would never leave you on a sad note. So if you stick with us, we got something good for you at the end of the show. I love you guys. Mean it. We'll be right back.
All right, so make sure that you stay tuned. We got more coming up next on Like It or Not here on the Benjamin Dixon Show, y'all. Like it or not, it's about to go down. Good morning.
You're vibing with Power 104.7, the heart of hip hop and R&B.
My chocolate star. I've had a few
All right, y'all. It's time for more like it or not. Juicy fruit. Hey, that's that good stuff right there. Juicy.
Ding. Huh. All I hear is I hear that, and then I hear what's her name on the side. You know very well. What's her
Who
name?
you are. Right.
Dang it.
Notorious B.I.G.
No,
It
but
was
that
all
too.
a dream.
I used to read Word Up
So I
magazines.
felt the LED in the limousine.
I wasn't talking about. I was talking about Tamar. Tamar
Oh, right.
Braxton.
Rebecca, so I do this mix where I mix all three of them together, girl. That's when I tell you that stuff go hard. I'm about to say something
Well, I would love to hear
like
that.
it's
I would love to
the
see it.
original. I would love
I
to
would
see
love
it.
to see it. Mhm.
Yes, when I tell you mix them all up together, I'm like, okay, this fit. But Tamar, like, I love it. Going to that Tamar right after the Biggie version, all over the place. But Tamar's version is you know very well who you are. Don't let them hold you down. Like,
I don't need no one else.
yes, yeah.
Without you, I'm incomplete. I
Put
put
it
it
all
all
on
on
me.
me.
I
I
don't
don't want
want
nobody
nobody
else.
else.
Uh, uh, uh,
Baby,
baby,
all
all
I
I
want
need is
is
you. You're the one I
I
want.
don't want
Yeah, yeah.
nobody
Okay.
else. Right.
Hey. You know, I know before the break we were talking about Keke Palmer and what she's going through and how it has just been released that she's been going through
Yeah.
physical abuse in her relationship with Darius Jackson, who is the father of her child. For the past 2 years, she's been dealing with that, and she is in fear of her life and her sons. After this whole thing came out, Darius himself took to social media and tweeted out, "Son, I love you and I'll see you soon," with somebody who was abusive. To say that and know that you've possibly, been in her home without her needing you there or wanting you there. You've called her every like that she's an unfit mother, all these things. He's even posted at some point pictures of him and his son. I think this conversation is more deep than people understand.
Yeah.
A lot of women are going through this. This comes fresh off of the heels of a Florida woman who went to the police department while she noticed her ex was following her in a vehicle. She went to the police station. 20 minutes later, she was murdered by that man.
What's sad is there was another situation here in Georgia, I think, where a woman reported that she was being stalked or harassed by her ex-boyfriend, did the restraining order and everything else. Maybe a few days later, she's unalived as well, too, by the same person. And it's just like, that makes no sense at all. It just makes no sense. This is crazy.
I get afraid because I just remember a time, and I know, this is just a vulnerable moment I have since gone through, and I'm grateful that I, didn't get crazy. But I remember being alone and attaching myself to somebody in a time that I was so alone. This person was older than me. I think I was like 21. And I attached myself to that person because I had nothing at the time when I was living in a whole different city with no family there at the time and trying to take on this city. And I detached myself to somebody. And then I remember waking up to this person looking through my phone
Wow.
and having to get up on a snowy day and having to get up and try to fight this person off of me, running out into the parking lot, down the block, hiding behind a van with no shoes on, no flip-flops. He had grabbed onto my side and busted my jacket. This is a snowy night, and I just had the jacket, tried to zip it up, but it was busted. And flip-flops that I could find by the door. When he got close to me, I hit him, and he had slipped on ice by the door, and I just took off running with those sandals. I saw a van. I hid behind the van. I saw him running down the street so fast. All I did was like pray, please don't see me. Please don't find me. I jumped the turnstile. Jumped the turnstile. You guys know in New York that's illegal. Jumped the turnstile, jumped on the train, and just rode it all the way into the Bronx, where I knew I had a friend that lived there. From Brooklyn.
Wow. That
Yeah.
really happened to you?
This is a true story. I was 21 years old.
Rebecca.
You don't think to to leave the situation because you're like, oh, they're just upset.
Yeah.
But then you wake up in the morning and this person is standing over you. And when you finally get the opportunity to say this is enough, some people don't get that opportunity.
Right.
I wanted to bring that conversation up because I think it sparks a bigger conversation. And that is one of domestic violence and abuse and how it has gone up.
Yeah.
And it's not just easy to leave. It isn't. People might say, why did you stay? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? It's not easy to leave. If it's easy, if it was easy for you to leave, kudos to you.
Yeah.
But it is a whole mental disability, I feel like, sometimes when you're in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You're mentally not there after you've given opportunity and chances. Sometimes you don't see things or hear things or feel things correctly. And when you love somebody, you look at the love that you have for that person and you keep trying.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, it's not working. It's not working. So I pray for Keke. I really wanted to just get in my vehicle. Don't even know Keke Palmer. But baby, not Keke Palmer. Not Keke Palmer.
Yeah, not Keke.
Not any woman.
Mm-hmm.
Not any man. Not any person. Abuse shouldn't be tolerated. I know in some cultures, smacking up your woman and your woman taking it is a sign of respect.
Mm-hmm.
I'll change my battery out, but it's a sign of respect. And like for the woman taking it. And I grew up where I'm like, oh, that would be something I never accept in my household. And that's when I became so anti, like, the woman in the kitchen type vibe, the woman all doing all this, because I said, ain't no man gonna ever talk to me crazy or treat me crazy. And then I found myself in a situation where a man was doing that. And I had to really uproot myself and start at one. You don't have to go through it alone.
Yeah.
What's the number when people call when they need mental health help, or call the police, or if you can't call a friend, talk to a stranger if you need to, whatever it is, because sometimes it's therapy can't help.
Yeah.
Sometimes leaving for a few days won't help. I know it's hard. And for people who having children, it's even harder. So yes, the National Domestic Violence Hotline. It's 24/7. They speak over 200 plus languages and interpretation services. And their phone number is 1-800-799-7233. 1-800-799-7233. If you or anybody you know are feeling any type of way where you can't talk to family or friends, hit that line up. See what help you can get.
Yes.
Please do. Please do. Domestic violence is never okay. Now, the next two stories are also going to be of women I respect. Keke Palmer is one. But some good news coming out for another woman. That's Missy Elliott. We know rapper, superstar, singer, okay, dancer, extraordinaire, okay? Missy Elliott, Missy Misdemeanor Elliott, the duo with Timbaland, that Missy. She has been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And guess who inducted her? Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah, another woman that I absolutely love, who is a hip hop head, former TV show host, and had her own TV show called Living Single. We know her to be in movies as well. So these women are just doing great things. So to be inducted, Missy Elliott, and to be awarded and honored and given the award by none other than Queen Latifah, I mean, full circle moments here. Now let's take a look at this moment when it happened, because I think it's a great honor.
It is.
And it's about crime.
The incomparable Missy Misdemeanor Elliott is about to become the first female rapper to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
You just feel like it's so far to reach when you're in the hip-hop world. And to be standing here, it means so much to me. I thank you.
And if you want to get me now.
She's the first female rapper. I know people were talking about Run DMC and stuff, but she's the first female rapper to be inducted. Also, she Black. So Black woman. Okay, so she's here. What we're looking at is history in the making.
And I'm excited about this, y'all, because Missy Elliott is probably one of my favorite artists, like one of my top artists. Besides Beyonce, if my lineup, my top three would be Beyonce, Missy, and 3, 4, 5, and 6 through 10 is up in the air. But probably SZA would be my number 3. But yeah, but I've had every Missy album. I mean, I remember buying her first album, like when it first came out, going to Lenox Mall to the record store, buying it, in the car, listening to it, jamming. So when I tell y'all I'm a huge Missy fan, and I love to see it. I cried during her performance, everything.
Yeah. Her pen is crazy
because it's crazy.
Missy Elliott has probably written for every artist you can think of.
Yep.
She's that woman.
Including Beyonce.
Yeah, including Beyonce.
Including Beyonce.
That's Missy Elliott. A creator, a goddess. Look, working with Raven. She done did so much. Missy Elliott did it.
Yeah.
All right.
Vocalist,
a rapper, an extraordinary, and she dances. Nobody can tell her to stop. Look, these are all the artists. There's not all, there's some that she's worked with. Baby Girl being one of them, Aaliyah, one of her beginnings artists. Look, if y'all know Timbaland, Magoo, Missy Elliott, that was the time. That was such a good time growing up, and just wow.
And see, and I had Missy a chance to enjoy all of that in the club. When I tell y'all, it's ladies' night. What? Ladies' night. Goddamn, the Moulin Rouge
she
song.
produced that. She did that. She gave everybody some life. She
lose control.
Missy. Yes, lose control.
Music make you lose.
She had
control.
a little white girl, in her one video and doing the little footwork.
Yeah.
And now that white girl's grown and will always be remembered for that moment. Listen, Missy always look at her as a damn a toy.
Always ahead of her time.
Always ahead of her time. Stop rushing me off, David. Okay, we're gonna get to it. Now, next story is gonna be Victoria Monet. If nobody knows Victoria Monet, if you're on TikTok, you know. Put that on mama,
hey.
on my hood. I look fly. I look good. You can't touch my bag. Wish you could. I look fly. I look too good. Put that on my mama. Yeah. So her remixing a remix, or not a remix, her remixing the song already original that we love, On My Mama,
right,
On My Hood. And doing that. But she's been a big artist. She's a blossoming artist. I've known her since she was a part of some group years ago. Then for her to come back out and just rebrand herself, I'm talking about Victoria Monet. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because just a couple of months ago at the VMA Awards, people were wondering why she was not performing as a new artist, which she's not technically new, but for the mainstream, they were asking why. And MTV stated that she wasn't quite ready because she's a new artist. She needed basically just a little bit more time, and then she would be able to grace the stage. How things come full circle is that she took that and said, you know what? One day I'll be able to grace their stage. I thank them for even mentioning me, right?
Yeah.
And now she being Victoria Monet, 7 Grammy nominations. This is just a few months later. And one of those Grammy nominations is for her toddler, her daughter, who I think is like 2 years old. Victoria Monet literally was just told by the VMAs, you weren't there yet, sis. Sorry, maybe next time. The Grammy Award nomination said VMA stage. Grammy Award nomination 7 times. And her baby is the youngest to ever be nominated for a Grammy in the history of the Grammys. Talk about full circle. When there is a no for you somewhere, there will always be a yes that will be bigger than that no.
Amen.
We're not going to sit here and sit on that no and try to fight people. Sometimes you just be like, hey, I got that no. I know I'm talented. I know my worth. And you continue to move forward. Trust me. you're going to get what you deserve.
Yeah.
And it's always going to be better.
And before we get out of here, hopefully Dave got enough time to play it. I don't know, the CMAs, there's this country artist won New Artist of the Year, 39-year-old. His name is Jelly Roll. And he made some great country music. And actually on the CMAs, he actually did a song with K. Michelle. And K. Michelle is now doing country. So his acceptance speech for winning New Artist of the Year. When I tell y'all, this man got some black in him somewhere, David, if you can run that clip before we get out of here.
And I hope that you guys hear what he says, and I hope you feel real motivated.
Amen.
Go ahead and run that.
Importantly, there is something poetic about a 39-year-old man winning New Artist of the Year. I don't know where you're at in your life or what you're going through, but I want to tell you to keep going, baby. I want to tell you success is on the other side of it. I want to tell you it's going to be okay. I want to tell you that the windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror for a reason. Because what's in front of you is so much more important than what's behind you. Let's party, Nashville!
He did that.
You see that? What you're gonna do is so much more important than what's behind you. Okay? If you didn't learn anything from Jelly Roll or Victoria Monet, is that listen, that no, let's walk away from it. You still got work to do.
Amen.
And I promise you, you're going to reap what you sow. And you can take that in any way you want to, but you will see the fruits of your labor. All right. Hey, we're at the end of the show right now. I love you guys so much if you haven't already, because I don't want David telling me to get on my show. But if you haven't already, please, patreon.com/like it or not. Patreon.com/like it or not. Today, I challenge each and every one of you who are watching right now, just donate $1. $1. That's all I'm asking for. $1. Because with your help, it keeps us right here. And it's helping us move to a place where we can all be free, continue to give you the content you need, and a little bit more. Okay? Guys, I love you so much. I mean it. Thank you for joining us here on this Saturday. If you guys feel inclined to the hosts that are here today, go ahead, tip your host, tip your producer, Becca's voice, DJ X3C DKG 87. I love y'all, and I mean it. Give me my mug. Give me my ornament. I'll see you guys next Saturday. Bye, y'all.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in again to another episode of Like It or Not here on the Benjamin Dixon Show with Rebecca Azor, y'all. And shout out to Power 104.7. Like Rebecca said, if you're not following already, patreon.com/like it or not. Patreon.com/like it or not, man. Go ahead and go on over to the stream as well, too. We love to see you over there. Hey, I got an affirmation for y'all today. I am learning to be at peace with who I am now, and I am excited about who I can be. I am learning to be at peace with who I am now, and I'm excited about who I can be. Love y'all, mean it. See y'all next week. Deuces.
You're everything that I see. I want your high love and emotion endlessly. I can't get over you. You left your mark on me. I want your high love and emotion endlessly. 'Cause you're a good girl and you know it. You act so different around me. 'Cause you're a good girl and you know it. I know exactly who you could be. So just hold on, we're going home. Just hold on, we're going home. It's hard to do these things alone. Just hold on, we're going home.
Power to the people. Power 104.7.